Hi everyone, welcome back to Oppo FX Studio. Today I invited Nikolai Isayev, who is the Chief Operating Officer in Financial Commission. He would be probably the best person to explain how Financial Commission contributes in the forex industry and help the traders. So welcome, Nikolai.
Hi, Opal. Thanks for having me on your show.
Let's just kick things off. Can you briefly introduce yourself and Financial Commission to us?
Sure. My name is Nikolai Isayev. I'm the COO or Chief Operating Officer of the Financial Commission. I've been with the Financial Commission for about 6-7 years now. And previously, I have an extensive background in the Forex and CFD industry, working an American retail Forex broker for many years. And I joined the Financial Commission at the end of 2017 and have been managing its operations ever since. The Financial Commission itself, I would say it's a very unique organization. I think it's a very important organization for the Forex and CFD industry because it was really established exclusively to help traders and brokers resolve disputes amicably between each other and also in a quick, efficient, and transparent manner.
To make the audience understand more clear picture, Financial Commission is not a regulator, right?
That's correct. So the Financial Commission was founded in 2013 as a self-regulatory organization or forum. We like to call ourselves a forum because customers or Forex traders submit disputes or complaints against their brokers to us, and we essentially act as a forum where these complaints are handled, investigated, and things like that. It was not set up in affiliation with any government or any regulatory body around the world. So it actually gives us a lot of flexibility to work with many different brokers and companies around the world, and also to protect a large, I would say, swath of traders around the world as well, because again, we are not limited by any particular country or any particular license or jurisdiction.
It's a company, so it must be profit. So does traders have to pay or brokers has to pay?
It's a good question. It is a for-profit company, so it is not an NGO, as people might think. The company is funded by the membership dues that broker members pay us to use our service, and really for their traders to use our service. Because membership fees are paid by brokers, our services for traders are absolutely free. Brokers pay us membership fees because they understand that we are providing their traders with a very reliable and efficient service, much like would have to perhaps pay membership fees or regulatory fees to their local regulators or governments that license them. Similarly, they pay membership fees into the Financial Commission as well.
So the traders that enjoy these benefits only if their brokers join Financial Commission. If the broker is not in Financial Commission, you actually can't use the service.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, the broker would need to be a member of the Financial Commission for us to easily and quickly accept the complaint and investigate it and try to resolve it. I say no because there is an opportunity for clients of brokers who are not members of the Financial Commission to actually seek help from us. One such scenario is actually something that happens every day. We get inbound inquiries and emails and messages from traders who are trading with other providers who are not our members and have general questions that they are asking about their experience in trading. So they may have something to ask us about a particular issue that they are encountering with their broker, and to see if such an issue is commonplace across all brokerages. At the same time, there are also daily inbound inquiries that we get from traders who have a legitimate dispute, and that broker just so happens to not be a member of the Financial Commission. For those types of situations, we do have a process by which the trader themselves can contact their brokerage and ask their brokerage to agree to have the Financial Commission investigate, review, and issue a judgment on their complaint. So in other words, it's basically like a one-time service that the Financial Commission will provide both to the trader and the brokerage, which is not a member of the Financial Commission. But in order for us to do so, the broker must agree to our dispute resolution process and the rules and guidelines by which all of our broker members work with us today. And if the broker agrees to such an arrangement as a matter of exception, so to say, we will handle that complaint on behalf of the trader and the broker for that particular company. We have done that in the past. That has happened before. But sometimes when this kind of situation arises and the broker is not a member of ours or is not familiar with our services, they may be, for one reason or another, reluctant to do this. If the broker is reluctant to have us review and investigate and issue a judgment on their complaint, unfortunately, the trader will have to go elsewhere to seek help with their issue.
So for the traders, it's always welcome to use the service the brokers they are complaining to. If it's a member, things are going to be easier. But if it's not a member, you might have some tailor-made solution for this particular complaint.
Correct. And on the Financial Commission website, we have a great, easy-to-use tool, which is called Check Your Broker Directory. This really helps any trader navigate to our website and essentially just type in their broker's name. They should be able to find their broker in the list and what kind of services or protections the trader can and cannot get from us. So if in the Check Your Broker Directory, they see that the broker is not a member of the Financial Commission, their traders don't have access to our compensation fund, which is something we'll discuss a bit later, then the trader can essentially still reach out to us and ask us, at which point we will instruct them and say that if you'd like, you can talk to your broker, see if they'll be willing to work with the Financial Commission as like tailor-made service. And for the traders, again, it is always a free service. It is up to the broker to decide whether or not they would like to pay the fee to have us investigate the complaint and issue a decision or response.
I see. The many members in the Financial Commission, the better for the traders, actually, because you always have the independent, professional third party in between to define basically who is in the right, who is in the wrong, isn't it?
Yes, and if you look at our membership list today, you'll find, I think, about 50 companies, most of which are brokers, who are our members. I would say that we cover a lot of traders around the world because we have a lot of brokers who are our members today, and we continue to bring new broker members into our organization every year. In that sense, I would say there's probably hundreds of thousands of traders around the world that have access to our service just by the sheer fact that there are so many brokers that are our members today.
So in Financial Commission, the most important role is to resolving the complaints. So how exactly we ensure to provide a fair trading environment?
Well, this is actually a great question, and this is one of the most important aspects of our service. To ensure fairness and transparency, what the Financial Commission did was united a group of independent top industry professionals and created what we call the Dispute Resolution Committee, or DRC. That's the short name of it. And these independent professionals, what they do is they volunteer their time to anonymously review, investigate, and issue decisions on complaints. The anonymity aspect of it makes our dispute resolution completely fair and transparent. Fair meaning that there is no bias, there is no preferential treatment to anyone. On the one hand, the experts are very busy with their own professional career because they're volunteering their time. And at the same time, they don't need to know which broker and which client a particular complaint. They are very knowledgeable in many different aspects of the Forex and CFD industry. So on the one hand, we have experts who are very well versed in fintech and technology. We have other experts who are very knowledgeable about trade executions. And then we have other professionals who have regional expertise, like Opal, like yourself. You have expertise in a particular region like Asia. We have other members of the DRC who are, I would say, experts in the Middle East region, others in Europe and things like that. We also have legal professionals in the DRC to help us investigate and or handle complaints that have a legal nature, those that pertain to terms and conditions and other policies that brokers may have governing trading accounts and trading for traders. And so it's important for us to have this mix of experts, and it's important for us to have the dispute resolution process be completely anonymous for the traders and the brokers, so their names aren't revealed, and to ensure that we have thorough and objective investigations of really any issue, and also to ensure that we can provide detailed responses to complex cases, because that also happens quite often.
I just joined, I think around a month. I haven't really have a chance to review the complaints yet, but I reviewed a lot of old cases to study how we resolve the complaints. And yeah, it's very professional. All the members contribute their thoughts, and you have the voting procedure to see is in favor of broker or trader. So yeah, it's very, very transparent, very, very fair environment.
Thank you, Opal. I should also say that we never say that we are the best service or the only service. There may be other services out there that traders can take advantage of. Again, I'm speaking about services that may be outside of the ombudsman services that regulators provide. There certainly can be. We just have not seen any service that is on par or compatible with ours in terms of the way that our dispute resolution is set up. And you correctly said that part of the transparency that we try to ensure involves publishing case examples from previous years. So in other words, we like for traders, brokers, anyone really, a member of the public, to be able to actually go and look at actual resolved complaints that we have. And I'm happy to say that I think in the next few weeks, we will publish a new set of case examples for 2023. So some important or memorable cases that we think should be made public for people to review. Now, again, when we publish case examples on our website, it's also completely anonymized. I think the case examples themselves highlight the process as well. How deep do we go in our investigations? What kind of information do we actually rely upon when the members of the DRC issue their votes on each complaint? And what is the reasoning behind those votes? We don't just say, oh, this decision was in favor of the client, and that's it. We specifically, explicitly list in the response why the dispute resolution committee came to this particular decision. And one other important point I want to make is that in terms of fairness, if we see a trader that comes to us that files a dispute, but we see that that dispute is not really a complaint, it's really a situation where there's a lack of knowledge on the part of the trader about something in regards to their trading that they did. Perhaps traders were confused about how certain order types work on a trading platform. This is quite commonplace, and it happens quite often. When we see such situations, we're not simply going to tell the customer, oh, your complaint lacks substance, so we can't accept it, so we're sorry, goodbye. I mean, if we are presented with enough information at the beginning of a complaint when it's filed, perhaps some screenshots, perhaps an explanation from the trader about what happened and the incident. If we see there that there was just a general lack of knowledge on the part of the trader, what we'll do is, yes, we will close their complaint and say, there's no formal complaint to be had here. We will explain to them, in our opinion, what they did wrong on their trading account, and give them some guidance on where they can actually go and learn more about trading so that they understand better what's the proper way of using orders. How do you formulate a risk management strategy? I think that's very, very important for traders to know and to understand. It's these simple concepts that you need to know and work out for yourself before you really start investing real money into a real account. And when we have these types of situations, what we do is we send traders to our educational portal. We have a separate educational portal on Financial Commission website. It's provided by our partners. And there, traders simply need to just provide their email address and their name to us. And they have access to educational ebooks, video tutorials, glossaries, and they have access to quizzes. So they can educate themselves for free on our website and then actually take quizzes and test themselves on what they've learned. Obviously, many brokers provide education services. There are outside companies that provide trader education. This is simply another tool available to traders that they can use to educate themselves. So I think it's an important point to make that we won't just tell you, no, sorry, goodbye. If we have the opportunity to help you learn and understand your mistake, we will do so and we will help you.
I also want to talk about compensation fund. Since we are not the regulator, I wonder how this compensation fund works. I mean, how you pay out this compensation fund.
Sure. So the compensation fund is definitely another unique feature of our service. I know that when people see the name compensation fund, it sounds very attractive. It sounds like an insurance policy, which partially or sort of it is. The compensation fund was something that was launched together with the Financial Commission back in 2013. The idea is that we take 10% of the membership dues that brokers pay us, and we essentially hold it in a separate bank account. So we don't use that money for any operational purposes or anything like that. And we essentially accumulate funds in the compensation fund. Now, the way the compensation fund works is not an insurance policy against the broker becoming insolvent or the broker becoming bankrupt or disappearing, which unfortunately has happened in our industry. I'm not saying with members of the Financial Commission, but in general, this does happen from time to time, right? So the compensation fund does not cover these types of situations. So we're not able to pay every client of a broker that perhaps goes insolvent. The insurance policy really works specifically in cases or in situations where a broker does not want to fulfill a judgment that was issued in a complaint. When the Financial Commission issues a decision, it is binding on the broker. The judgment that's made, the broker must honor that judgment and that decision. If it means paying the customer out compensation, then the broker must pay them compensation. If the broker, for any reason, refuses to honor that judgment and pay compensation to the customer, that's when the compensation fund kicks in. What that means is if we issued a decision where the trader must be compensated with, let's say, I don't know, 5,000 euro or dollars, and the broker refuses, what we will do is we will pay the customer that judgment, that 5,000, we will pay them that money out of the compensation fund. We will have to conduct simple KYC procedures with the customer because we have to be completely sure that we are sending money to the correct person and things like that. But at the same time, unfortunately for the broker will be expelled from the Financial Commission and
Oh,
will
very
know.
strict. Can
Yes.
they appeal though?
No, I would say no. There's no appeals that can be made because such appeals are made during the awards process. If you look at our dispute resolution process itself on the website, the step-by-step process that traders and brokers must follow, during the awards phase is when the broker can object to us and state their objections to us, why they believe that they should not be having to pay compensation to the client. Now, if the brokers have, valid concerns or valid points, sure, we will consider them. But in all the instances where we have used the compensation fund over the last 10 years, and there have been probably 5 or 6 situations, the brokers were not able to provide us with any justifiable arguments why they should not be responsible for paying this compensation to the trader. It's important to understand that when brokers sign up to the Financial Commission, they must sign up and accept all the rules and guidelines that are displayed on our website. Very similar to a broker being licensed by a regulatory body somewhere in the world. The Financial Commission has a very high burden of showing that you are satisfying or working using best business practices. We've seen instances where this requirement to adhere to best business practices at the Financial Commission and our rules and guidelines is actually stricter than it is at some regulatory bodies. In a particular complaint or in a particular incident, we see that unfortunately the broker was not working at a high level in terms of best business practices, then there's a likelihood that the decision will be made against them, and they will need to, if there's compensation involved, they will need to compensate the customer. And if they don't, they have to bear the consequences.
Wow. It actually could sound a bit harsh, but it is ensure the highest standard in the industry.
I understand that it might sound harsh. That's not my intention, but I think it gives your audience a good perspective or understanding of how this complex process works.
I definitely see how much it benefit the traders and also the brokers for their clients to know they participate something that have very high standard, and also the third party to help to resolve those complaints. Thank you, Nicola, for your time today.
You're welcome, Opal. I'm glad that I was able to speak to your audience about some of these very important issues really affecting traders and brokers around the world, and speaking about the Financial Commission. And you and I will work together in Financial Commission operations, since you are a member
Yeah,
of
I'll
the
probably share
BRC.
some case studies if people are interested.
Yes, I'm looking forward to working with you more closely.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay, thank
Opal.
you.
See you. Bye-bye.